and Assalamualaikum to all of my Year 5 students out there. Welcome back to yet another online English class with me. So, if you are ready for today's lesson, let us roll the intro. Hello boys and girls, welcome back to my channel ZETTY, but of course you guys can call me Madam ZETTY. And to those of you who are new here, welcome, and to those of you who have been coming back to my channel, thank you so much for all your love and support. So what are we going to learn today? This video is still going to be focusing on the starter unit of your English Year 5 textbook, which is English Plus 1. But today we are going to be focusing on three things, which are the verb to be, and then we are going to look at the negative and positive form of those verb to be, and then we are going to look at contractions. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started. Alright, first thing first, before we go any further, let us learn about verbs to be. In the English language, we have 5 verbs to be. Now, some of you might have already known this, but it's okay. Just refer this as your revision, and to those of you who still don't know yet, then this is the time for you to start learning about verbs to be. All right. So the first one is am, is, are, was, and were. Now, why do I put them in different colors? I will explain later. We can categorize them into 2 types, which are present tense, and the present tense verbs to be are am, is, and are. And the second type of verb to be is the past tense, untuk benda yang sudah berlaku. And that is why I put different colors for these two, because just to signify, just to show that they are a little bit different than the present tense. So for past tense, we have was and were. Simple, right? So in Malay, verbs to be can carry different meanings, such as ialah or sedang. Alright, depends on the sentence that you are making. Moving on, let us look at them in more details, alright? One thing that you need to look at when you want to decide which verbs to be you are going to use in your sentence is by looking at the subject of your sentence. Okay, so let's look at them one by one. So the first one, if the subject is I, which represents only one person, you use the verb to be am. Now, am is only for I, special case. They are only friends with each other. They don't become friends with the other subjects. Okay, and the past tense form for the verb to be am is was. The verb to be is also known as the singular verb to be, which means that it is used for one subject. So if you have singular subjects such as he, she, it, Amy, only one person over there, and the cat, you know that the cat is singular because there is no s at the end of the word cat, so it means one, it means satu. So when you have these kinds of subject in your sentence, then you need to use the singular verb to be, which is, and the past tense form for that. When you are talking about something that has happened in the past, you use was. Okay, so far so good. If your subjects show more than one person, alright, then you need to use the plural verb to be. Okay, if your subjects are plural, you use plural verb to be. Alright, for example, we, they, Said, Mima, and Amy. There are 3 people over there, and then the cats, you see, there is a letter S at the end of the word the cats, which means that there are many cats. So that is why you need to use the plural verb to be, which is are. And the past tense form for are is were. Alright, everyone? But what about this one? Now, this one is special. Special case. Now, the word you in English can refer to one or many people. You in Malay means awak, or it could mean kamu. When we say kamu, it refers to a lot of people, not only one, many people, right? But whether it's one or a lot of people, you still use the verb to be are if you have you as your subject in your sentence. Okay? And if you use the verb to be are, the past tense will be were. Alright, now that we have looked at all of the verbs to be in the English language, remember we have 5. Let's recall all 5 of them. We have am, is, are, was, and were. Good job, everyone. Right, now that you have learned all of the 5 verbs to be in the English language, let me show you some sample sentences first before we move on to the practice session. Alright, let's see. What's the first one? I am a teacher. I am a teacher. So you can see that the subject over here is the letter I. So the verb to be must be am, because am is always only used for I. The second example is she is my friend. You know that she is a singular subject because it refers to only one person, a girl. Only one girl. So therefore, you need to use the singular verb to be, which is. Okay? And the next one, he is handsome. It is my pet cat. Next, we have Zetty is cute. So because Zetty is one person, that is why you need to use is also. Okay, so I'm showing you here is a singular verb to be, alright? So this one is I was at the bookshop yesterday. So this one is the past tense, okay? So because you have the word yesterday over here, so you automatically know that this sentence is in the past tense. So you cannot use am over here, you use was instead. Next example. She was talking on the phone just now. She was talking on the phone just now. So one quick tip. Just now, if you see the word just now, the phrase just now in your sentence, you need to use the past tense verb to be. So she usually we use is, right? But it's in the past tense, so that is why we use was. So these are the examples of plural ones, alright? So you see, you are my pupils. You are my pupils. So if you are talking about you but referring to only one person, you still need to use the verb to be are. Okay, you always use the verb to be are. Next, we have we are learning English. Next, we have they are listening attentively. Next one, we have Siti and Anna are going to school. So we have 2 people over here. The subjects, it's a plural subject. That is why you use the plural verb to be are. Next one, we have the cats are running in the garden. Just now we only have the cat, which is singular. But right now, we have the subject, the plural subject, which is the cats. And that is why you need to use the plural verb to be, which is are. Alright, I think it's easy to understand actually. Is the examples for the plural ones. Now we are still at the plural ones, but for past tense. So the first example we have, you were late last Sunday. You were late last Sunday. Next one we have, we were doing our work. We were doing our work. Next one, they were listening attentively. They were listening attentively. Next one, Siti and Anna were at the dance practice. Siti and Anna were at the dance practice. Next one, the cats were running in the garden. So just now we used are, right? But if you are talking about something that has happened in the past tense, you change are into were. You change are into were. Great job, everyone. Alright, now that we have seen all of those examples, how about we do some exercises? So hopefully you guys are ready. Number 1, Suraya blank my classmate. Suraya blank my classmate. What do you think is the verb to be that we have to use here? You guys know? Let's see. If you say is, then you are right. Why? Because Suraya over here is only one person. So that is why we use the singular verb to be here, which is is. Alright, number 2. I blank looking for my purse. I blank looking for my purse. Remember, I is always special. Okay, so what do you use? Yes, you use the verb to be am. Am is only used for I. Great job. Next one. Number 3. The boys blank playing football. The boys blank playing football. What do you think is a verb to be that we have to use here? If you say are, then you are absolutely right. But why do we choose are? Because we have a plural subject over here. We have a plural subject, which is the boys. You see, there's a letter S at the end, so it means a lot of boys, more than one. You blank always the earliest to arrive. You blank always the earliest to arrive. Okay, remember you is also a special case. So the verb to be that you have to use with the subject you is are. Okay. Number 5. He blank washing his new car. What do you think? Yes, you need to look at the subject over here, which is the word he, and he is referring to only one person. So you need to use the verb to be is. Excellent job, everybody, if you got the answer right. Number 6. The rabbit blank eating some carrots. The rabbit blank eating some carrots. Now, to choose which verb to be to use, you need to look at the subject of this sentence. The subject here is the phrase the rabbit. Alright, this rabbit over here is only one. There's only one rabbit. Okay, so you need to use the singular verb to be, which is is. Yay, bravo, bravo, good job. Next one. This one, we are going to use the past tense verb to be. Alright, so let's look at number 7. But before that, just a quick recall. Past tense verb to be, there are two verbs to be for past tense, which are was and were. Alright, remember that? So number 7, we blank on our way to the mall. We blank on our way to the mall. So we is kami, so the subject there shows that it's plural, a lot of people. So you need to use the plural verb to be, which is were. Remember, I told you that use the past tense one. Alright, let's look at number 8. Remember, we are still in the past tense ones. Number 8. I blank watching TV when I heard the noise. I blank watching TV when I heard the noise. So what do you think? Yes, you use am usually for I, right? But remember, I want the past tense over here. Yay! If you said was, then that is absolutely right. Good job. And the last one. The girl blank confused. There's only one girl because there is no S at the word. So it shows that the subject is singular, therefore your verb to be has to also be singular, but in the past tense form over here, so that's why we choose was. Alright, now let's move on to the second part of today's lesson, which is we are going to look at the positive and negative form of those verbs to be. Now this one is easy, so just look at what I am going to show you. Alright, the positive versus negative verbs to be. So first of all, we gonna take a look at the positive ones, which are obviously the one that you have already just learned just now, which are am, is, are, was, and were. Those are the positive verbs to be. Okay, and now let's look at the negative ones. It's easy actually. So in order for you to turn the verbs to be into negative, you just add the word not at the end. You'll see what I mean. So we have am not, is not, are not, was not, and were not. See? Easy, simple, right? Because not means tidak. So when you put not after the verb to be, the positive ones, then you automatically, instantly, you change them into the negative form. Now, let's move on to the last part of today's lesson. Do you know that in English, the subject and the verbs to be can be combined and can be shortened? Boleh disingkatkan. Okay, this is what we call as contractions, or in Malay, singkatan. But there is a specific way on how you can do that. So let's take a look at those. So the first one, let's look at the positive verbs to be. So you can shorten them like this. I'm, which stands for I am, but then you shorten it into I'm. And then you have she's, which comes from she is, his, its, Ina's, when you have a name, you put apostrophe and s. This one means Ina is. Okay, and we have the cats, and this one also stands for the cat is. These are the singular ones. Now let's look at the plural ones. We have your, which comes from you are, and then we have where, which comes from we are, and then there. Now it's a little bit hard to pronounce them, right? But keep on practicing saying the words, then eventually you will be able to pronounce them correctly. So there stands for they are. Now let's look at the negative ones. So for the singular ones, we can shorten them like this. I'm not, which comes from I am not. Next, she isn't, or she is not. He isn't, or he is not. It isn't, or it is not. Ina isn't, or Ina is not. The cat isn't, or the cat is not. Now let's look at the plural ones. You aren't, or from you are not. We aren't, and they aren't. And one last one, the boys aren't. Now, easy, right? Good job, everyone. So far, so good, right? If you still get confused with this, you can go check out all the online practices that there are websites to English practices that you can go check out. So go ahead and keep on practicing so that you can improve your understanding, and you will it will become second nature on knowing which verbs to be to use with which subject. Alright, Alright everyone, with that last part, it also means that we have come to the end of our lesson for today. I hope that this video really does help you in understanding this topic. And if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and share it around with the whole wide world if it's possible, so that everyone can learn about verbs to be, their negative and positive forms, as well as how to do contractions. Alright? And oh yeah, if you don't know yet, I have a lot of English lesson videos, so if you are looking for those, you can go check it out. Right here somewhere on the screen, I will put the link, so you can go and click on it. Alright, so and also if you haven't already, do click on the subscribe button down below. If it's still red, it means that you haven't yet, so do click on it and turn it into gray. I truly appreciate it if you do. Alright, so with that being said, thank you for joining my class today. Until I see you again in my next lesson video, goodbye and assalamualaikum. And one more thing, stay home and stay safe.